I saw um, George Brunis at one of these guys. You don't know who. He was in the original Dixieland Jazz Band, which was the first white Dixieland band of any note down in New Orleans. And he was the trombonist. And for some reason, he was in New York. He got gigs on 52nd Street and down at Eddie Condon's nightclub in Greenwich Village, played Dixieland. And he played there too. And he was one of the great jazz trombonists of all time. And he played for this guy's, in this guy's concert. And I went down there one time. This is a big thrill for me. And, you know, you could schmooze with the musicians because it was like a very informal kind of place. Yeah. So I was playing the piano, and the musicians were taking the break, and I started playing Boogie Woogie on the piano. And he comes over. This guy was a legend in the Dixieland business. I mean, George Brunis, the original Dixieland Jazz Band guy. He says, hey, he says, you want to sit in with us?
Oh my God.
Can you imagine? He thought I was a piano player, which I wasn't, you know. I could play some Boogie Woogie on the piano. But that was...
Did you sit in?
No, are you kidding?
You would have another story then.
But how many people had George Brunis? Well, George Brunis would mean nothing to anybody but me. I don't know how many people know about George. Anybody who knows about old time Dixieland Jazz would know who George Brunis is.
He's the guy.
Oh man, he was great trombone player.
Who's your favorite?
Slide trombonist.
Is he your favorite jazz Dixieland?
He was my favorite trombone player. There were a lot of them, but nobody was better than Brunis.
How about other?
He was powerful trombone player.
Did you say you met Sarah Vaughan or you saw her?
I saw her when she was 19 years old at a nightclub in New York. She was great.
Wow.
I saw all of them. I used to go, I saw a lot of them. I saw all the jazz players. They had jazz at the Philharmonic back then. And they would play, they actually played at Carnegie Hall, Town Hall. Sarah Vaughan played, I don't remember where her venues were. She was just a kid when I first saw her.
That's amazing.
I did not see Billie Holiday play. She was in trouble with drugs, and she died when she was young. She was still alive and she was performing, but I never got to see her in person. But I saw a lot of them. I saw Peggy Lee, Lena Horne, Ella Fitzgerald. I saw many times, many times.
Really?
And she was as good as it gets. I mean, nobody was better than her.
Because I remember we visited one time, and you talked about how as soon as bebop jazz came, you were like, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out. And I still don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's great. I just never learned to appreciate it. But it came in when I was doing all this. I mean, and I saw Dizzy Gillespie performing downtown, and I saw a lot of these guys. I think I saw Thelonious Monk, but I don't remember.
Wow.
I don't remember. I saw
Louis Armstrong.
How about Louis?
Oh, I saw him. I'll tell you a great story about Louis Armstrong. I was in the Navy. I was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia. Carolyn was pregnant with Sharon, and she was probably in the last trimester of the pregnancy. And we went to Virginia Beach because he was playing at Dizzy was playing at an outdoor venue in Virginia Beach. It was a big outdoor venue at the beach. So we went out there, and Gillespie was playing. We were listening to. He started playing first or second selection, and Sharon started kicking. I don't know if the music had anything to do with it.
Probably.
I mean, you could see Carolyn's stomach where she was kicking her. Her stomach was protruding where her foot was kicking her. I mean, and Carolyn was having a lot of trouble, you know. And I got frightened. We had to leave.
Oh.
But she was a fan of Dizzy Gillespie before she was born. Yeah.
That's cool.
Anyway, that's a great story. But we had to leave the venue. We had to go back home. No, I would try to sneak into a lot of these venues, but the ones that the Dixieland Jazz guys played at, they weren't that expensive, you know.
You can get in for almost nothing, right?
You can get in for very little, and then you could buy beer in there. Buy a pitcher of beer. They played in these catering halls and down on the Lower East Side that used to be the venues for the Jewish bar mitzvahs and weddings. And the Jews moved uptown, and these places were broke. They weren't getting any business. They started putting jazz in there. Billy Crystal's father.
That's right.
I wish you could have met him. I'm sure he's dead now. But Billy Crystal's father, I was on his mailing list. And he used to put on all these jazz concerts down in these old Jewish catering halls. Like I told you, the Stuyvesant Casino and Gam Center, and he was putting jazz guys in there. That's why a lot of Billy Crystal's routines, his early routines, were about jazz guys. You know, you probably don't recall them because they were his early gigs that he did.
He would
about jazz.
Louis Armstrong, I remember, right?
Yeah, he did gigs on all these guys, and his father was into that. His father but his father was a character. I mean, his father was a character. Nobody would ever think he was anything but a bum. He had a schlumpy overcoat on, didn't fit. His pants were, he was just a bum. And he'd show up at the concerts, and he'd come in, you know, and he'd hang out with us.
Did he announce the bands, or was he not?
No, he didn't have anything to do with that.
Just promoter.
He just would walk in and hang out with it. And he was the schlump. You never met schlumpier guy than this man.